Hey everyone. Hey, I know that there's been a lot of buzz recently about critical race theory, and I wanted to go ahead and just take a couple minutes to go ahead and give you my thoughts on critical race theory. And so, just to kick some things off here, first off, I just want to say that first off, I believe racism is evil. It's straight from the pit of hell, and it has no place amongst God's children. Love, honor, and self-sacrificial service is how Jesus lived his life. And I believe that he modeled how we can live together in America, and I really do. And that's and I really try to do my best to model my life after Jesus' self-sacrificial giving. And for those of you who don't know me, I have an interracial marriage, and I have a multiracial family. So my beautiful wife, Lisa, is half Taiwanese. My brother, Sean, is black. And my whole family really cares tremendously about living in unity amongst different ethnicities and races, not only here in America, but also worldwide. So that we really care tremendously about this. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I think of critical race theory, and then I'm going to give you 6 reasons why. So after I tell you what I think, hang with me and make sure you listen to why. So first off, critical race theory is a racist ideology. It is an absolute racist ideology. It preaches racism, division, discrimination, hate, and it drastically harms society. So here's 6 reasons why. So critical race theory suggests that number 1, some people are racist just because of the color of their skin. And by the way, these 6 things I'm giving you are based upon leading scholars or leading critical race theorists who've suggested these things in writings or in organizations or whatnot. And so number 1, some people are racist because of the color of their skin. That's what critical race theory would suggest. Wow, it's pretty crazy. Number 2, critical race theory suggests that active racial discrimination should be encouraged. I'm going to say that again. So critical race theory would suggest that active racial discrimination should be encouraged. You heard that right. Number 3, free speech should be restricted if it is deemed racially unacceptable by who knows whomever. But if someone thinks it's unacceptable, therefore free speech should be restricted. That's number 3. Number 4, the ideal of equality under the law should be opposed. That's what critical race theory would suggest. And for me, I love the ideal of equality under the law. I think we should have equality under the law. But critical race theory opposes that ideal. Number 5, critical race theory suggests that forced redistribution of property is acceptable based upon racial lines. What? Yeah, you heard me right. Forced redistribution of property is acceptable on racial lines, and that is what critical race theory would suggest. Number 6, critical race theory would suggest that segregation should happen at certain times amongst different racial groups for certain reasons. You heard that right as well. So for those 6 reasons, those are 6 things. So again, I'm going to list them off one more time. Some people are racist because of the color of their skin. That's what critical race theory would suggest. Critical race theory suggests that active racial discrimination should be encouraged. Critical race theory would suggest that free speech should be restricted if it is deemed racially unacceptable. Critical race theory would suggest that the ideal of equality under the law should be opposed. Critical race theory suggests that forced redistribution of property is acceptable on racial lines. And number 6, critical race theory suggests that segregation should happen at certain times amongst different racial groups, and much more. So I want to let you know unequivocally that critical race theory has no place in our society. Has no place in our society, and it mocks the very foundations of the civil rights movement. I unequivocally stand against critical race theory. We should not have it being used in our government, our schools, or our corporations. So I personally would agree with the words of Martin Luther King Jr. where he says that darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. And he also preached in his famous speech, he said, hey, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And I agree with what Martin Luther King Jr. said right there. I believe that people should be judged on the content of their character and their actions and what they say and do, not the color of their skin or their ethnicity or their race. I believe in standing for honor, virtue, love, and service. And I believe it's time that more and more that our leaders in government, school boards, our parents of school children and corporations get up and stand against critical race theory, this racist ideology that's being preached by some people. And so in the end, go ahead and put some comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a great day. But especially for you, if you're a parent and you have a child in school right now, you need to go to your school board meeting and go ahead and tell them why they should not have critical race theory in your schools. If you're part of a corporation and you're a leader, I want to encourage you, go ahead and find a way to encourage people to not have critical race theory implemented into practices at your workplace. If you are, I would encourage you to go ahead and contact your legislator or one of your leading government officials and tell them your concerns. We need to actively do this because I believe that America was meant to be a place of unity and meant to be a tremendous place of unity for all races and all ethnicities. That's what I stand for, and that's why we need to stand against critical race theory. So, hey, have a great day. God bless you. Be bold, hold the line,